It's more the labeling that we've done on ourselves that I think is the devastating thing. You know, feeling like you have prisoner tattooed on your forehead. My name's Greg Simmons. I'm an ex-prisoner who does advocacy work for HIV and HCV. I started doing drugs at a very young age and also got involved in crime at a very young age. I started doing drugs at 8 with pot and then continued to coke and heroin. Got introduced to the prison system in my early teens. I ended up going to the penitentiary for fraud, forgery, extortion, trafficking of drugs, guns, break and enter. And I ended up with 13 years, 6 month sentence, and I got 3 years added on for an aggravated assault in there. It strips away your identity, where that's all you feel you are, is a prisoner. You know, like there's no chance for anything else. You're not a father, you're not a husband, you're not a son, you're a prisoner with a number. Mine was 853-190B. To this day, I still remember it. I remember that number better than my social insurance number. It kills you slowly, but yet preserves you. And when I say it kills you slowly, it's in the mind and physically too, because, you know, food and stress and tension. Like, if you'd walk into a maximum security prison and you'd actually feel the wave of tension and hatred wash over you. And living with that day in, day out, it just, I think it really does turn you into an animal. It makes you feel so unworthy that once you reach the street and life has still gone on, but you haven't gone on, you know, like your children get older and grow, your parents get older, you know, businesses either get bigger or perish. You know, you leave like, look at 10 years, how much parts of Toronto changed over 10 years. Your basic human development is stunted by going in there. I started really using heroin hard in there because I went in such a young age, you know, and the monotony gets to you after a while. Going work out, you know, yard, whatever. It's just the same thing day in, day out. And when you see the same 2-week meals slots for 10 years, you know, it did destroy me, but thank God I found my way back. For 20 odd years, I was on bail, I was in prison, I was on parole. I had somebody to do check and balances with of what I was doing, how I was feeling and whatnot. And then when you're left without that, it doesn't matter, you can have, I say I could be in a stadium full of people all there for me and I'd still feel alone. And that was the feeling I felt when I was finally done my sentence. You go in a young adult, come out an older man, 17 years of your life. And then you realize that life has gone on, even though you really know it, but realizing it, seeing it firsthand, you know, you want to run for the hills. And what I mean by run to the hills, run back to Millhaven or Collins Bay or Joyceville, wherever you got out from. This was my branding myself as a prisoner, basically. It was these black sleeves, you know, like, other than tribal art, how many people get the black tattoos, you know? And prison tattoos are very distinctive. And I think because we feel that's our lot in life, we do a lot of self-branding. I guess it's that belief that you weren't going to get the job. You know, like I already had, you know, like I was talking myself out of the job before I even interviewed for the job. Oh, I'm a criminal, you know, look at the way I talk, the tattoos. Oh, look at my resume, I've got Corcan on there. He probably knows what Corcan is. So basically, I've talked myself out of a job before I even gave myself a chance or even gave them a chance. You know, so I walk in there with that attitude. Why would they hire you? Instead of making sentences longer, help us benefit from the sentences we get now by really doing programs, getting people that have been through the experience and changed their lives to allow them to come in there, you know, so they see firsthand and not just on a video or whatnot. We have basic human rights that in prison, and they don't follow them to the letter, you know, like people that are infected with HIV and HCV. They're not getting the proper treatments, or they're being disallowed treatments, so they're getting sicker, and then they're released out in society. So instead of punishing us further, why don't you look to make us healthy in body, mind, and spirit?